It's time for Sex Drive with Dr. Ava Cadell. Has your drive crashed? Dr. Ava can fix it. Now, he's Dr. Ava Cadell.
Welcome to Sex Drive Radio, brought to you by our friends at Adam and Eve, America's most trusted source for adult products. Hi, I'm Dr. Ava Cadell, your personal certified love and sexologist, here to encourage you to enjoy your sex drive. With me, your host, Dr. Ava, and my co-host, the lovely and talented soap opera star, Jackie Zeman, who also knows a lot about love and sex. So give us both a call on our toll-free number, 1-877-711-5611, or email us at questions@wetalksex.com so that we can answer all your questions about love, romance, relationships, intimacy, and sex. Now, our hot topic this week is intimacy, and tonight we're going to help you overcome barriers to intimate relationships. So give us a call at 1-877-711-5611, and when you do, you get a free gift of an MP3 on aphrodisiacs and love foods to spice up your love life.
Here's your host, Dr. Ava.
Welcome back to Sex Drive Radio, where we talk love, relationships, romance, intimacy, and a little bit of sex. Actually, make that a lot of sex. And by the way, no question is off limits or too taboo. I'm your host, Dr. Ava, and here's my co-host, Jackie Zeman. Hey, Jackie.
Hi, Dr. Ava, and hi, everyone who is listening to us tonight. We're talking about intimacy. We're going to talk about some of the barriers to intimacy tonight, which should be a very fulfilling and interesting conversation. If you have a question or something you'd like to add, please give us a call. We're at 877-711-5611, or you can email us at questions@wetalksex.com.
Yes, and let's talk about the top 3 barriers to intimate relationships. What do you think is the number 1 barrier, Jackie?
Ooh, well, okay. I don't know about number 1. I would say, I was thinking like when we went to, between your open to break, I thought of like 3 or 4. One barrier, lack of communication, I think is obvious.
Yes.
That's
very
okay.
good. You win the prize.
You want to hear my other ones?
No, let's talk about communication first.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you're right. Communication, or the lack of communication, is the number 1 barrier to an intimate relationship. So if you have unrealistic expectations of your partner, or you misjudge, their needs without talking about it, intimacy is going to be impossible to achieve.
Yeah, well, it goes back to that old saying, nobody can read your mind. And I know we said it, we talked about it a little bit last night, but I do believe that we can't emphasize that enough, because I think people of all ages, from very, very young to very mature and old, no matter how much experience, I think we have all been guilty of this at times, of assuming that because we are in a close, connected, or intimate relationship with someone, they should understand how we feel and what's going on in our mind.
I agree, but the big problem, Jackie, is that nobody teaches us how to communicate intimately. I mean, unless you go to school to study, and become a marriage and family therapist or human sexuality, you don't know these things. So everybody's sort of fumbling around in the dark, hoping things will change, hoping they'll get their needs met. And it's so sad. And that's why we're here, because we're going to help you communicate whatever your needs are. So give us a call at 1-877-711-5611, and we're going to give you the other 2 major barriers to intimate relationships. But first, let's take a call, Jackie.
Okay.
We have Betty from Arizona on line 3.
Hi, Betty. Welcome to the show, and what is on your mind tonight?
Hi. Yes, I was wanting to ask, I've been married for over 40 years, and I feel like my husband and I have gotten into a rut. And I just wondered, what kind of advice could you give me to bring back the intimacy in our marriage?
40 years?
Yeah, going to be 44, actually.
Wow, you must be doing something right, Betty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
congratulations. That's absolutely awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
So what would you like? Well, what if the good fairy came down and said, Betty, give me 3 wishes on how you would like to improve your relationship? What would they be?
I think what my problem is that...
No, not what your problem is, what your wishes would be. What would you want?
What would I want?
What would make you really happy in your relationship?
I think to be younger again, to where the sex was exciting.
Okay, so to feel younger, okay, with more sex. What else?
I guess that's probably pretty, because we actually did have a real good sex life at the very first, but it
fizzled out?
Dwindled, yeah.
When was the last time you guys had sex, good sex?
Well, we actually try to maybe once a week.
But Betty, when you say it fizzled, has it fizzled just because it's become very predictable and there's nothing new happening? Or is it...
Yeah, in a lot of ways that could be it. And a lot of it, I just feel like with me getting older like that, it's not as comfortable.
Because I think one of the things that with everyone, there's nothing you can do about how old you are, but you can do a lot about how you feel. And one of the most wonderful things about youth is the sense of adventure and that sense of being, just ready to jump any time and trying new experiences and first times. As we grow and mature, we begin to feel that we have less availability to first times, and that's not really true. It's just that we have to be more creative to figure out what they are.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
So, Betty, what I want you to do, I want you to add more variety and excitement to your love life by looking around your home for common household items found in every room that you're going to incorporate into your love life.
Oh.
I'll give you a hint, one good one. I happen to know this because Dr. Ava and I have talked about this. A rolling pin. Now, just think of all the things you could do with that.
Don't hit your husband on the head with
No.
No.
As a massage thing. If you would
tell him to lie down naked on his stomach, and then he's not even looking at you, so you can straddle him, preferably totally naked, because that's what guys like, and put some oil on his back, and then start using the rolling pin over his back and up his neck and over his buttocks, and he's going to go, wow, what are you doing, Betty? This feels good.
Well, I'll be.
And then it's your turn.
I never thought of that.
Then it's your turn.
And then you just hand him a feather duster. And
exactly.
You just tell him to use his imagination and put that... play with you.
or get some ice. Get some ice from the fridge, and tell him to put a piece of ice in his mouth, and then start giving you oral sex all over your body, teasing you. Yes. So use your imagination. Go into every room in the house, and I want you to find one object from every room, from the bathroom, the kitchen, the closet, the den, the living room. Every room.
That actually sounds a little exciting.
Doesn't it sound exciting?
Men think about
I never thought of that.
And it'll be good for him, because the next time your husband walks into a room or a kitchen or he sees you doing something with the rolling pin, he's going to look at it, and he's not going to remember the pie you made with it. He's going to remember the time you rolled it all over his body.
Absolutely.
And if he's really naughty, use a spatula to give him a good spanking. So thank you for your call, Betty, and we hope that our advice has helped to add a little excitement.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. You're listening to Sex Drive Radio. We want to hear from you at 1-877-711-5611. And I hope Betty stayed on the line to get her free MP3, which is all about aphrodisiacs and love foods. Now, that's going to spice up her love life, right, Jackie?
Absolutely, without a doubt. And I have a hint to give some people on how they can spice up their own love lives by going to adamandeve.com. They have an offer right now just for listeners of Sex Drive Radio. Just go to adamandeve.com, and you're going to get 50% off any item on the website. They have lingerie, they have sex toys, they have videos, they have just about anything you could possibly want, thousands of items. You get half off of your selection. All you have to do is use Sex Drive as your offer code, And they are also giving, right now, 3 free adult DVDs and an extra gift, which is a surprise, so we're not going to tell you what it is. And they'll even throw in free shipping on your entire order. So go to adamandeve.com, do some shopping, and treat yourself to something wonderful.
Perfect. And we're going to talk about some more barriers to intimate relationships. So what do you think is number 2? We've got communication as number 1. I will give you a hint. It begins with a G.
Oh, with a G.
Yes, and it's 2 words.
I don't know. Begins with a G. No.
Game playing.
Oh, game playing.
Yes.
Oh, that game, like, in other words, negative game playing, not being honest.
Oh, yes. I mean, game playing can harm the development of intimacy and create resentment right away, so that you'll never respect or trust or take a risk, with this person speaking your mind. I mean, the only way is to speak the truth and yeah, you might get hurt and you might get rejected, but playing games never leads to intimacy.
Hey guys, I was your average lover in the sack until I enrolled in lavologyuniversity.com, and I learned new ways to please my partner and myself. Now I've been told that I am a great lover, again and again.
Enroll now if you want to find love or improve your relationship at lavologyuniversity.com, or give us a call toll-free at 1-877-40-LOVE-YOU. Love and the letter U.
WeTalkSex.com. Take a sex drive and enjoy the journey as much as the destination. Ladies, are you in a juicy state of mind? Then you're at the right place. Sex Drive. Sex Drive on WeTalkSex.com.
Yes! Yes! Oh! Yes! Yes!
It's time now for Sex Drive with Dr. Ava Cadell, where we talk sex. Here's Dr. Ava.
Welcome back to Sex Drive Radio, where we will support you whether you are gay or straight, black, brown, or white, and whatever your sexual appetites are, as long as it's between consenting adults. Isn't that right, Jackie?
That's right, Dr. Ava. And we're talking about intimacy, specifically barriers with regard to intimacy, but we'll take your questions on anything you'd like. We're at 877-711-5611, or you can email us at questions@wetalksex.com. Dr. Ava, I have a question for you.
Yes.
It's based on the last segment when you just said game playing, that the first barrier to intimacy was lack of communication, and then we said that game playing was number 2 because there was no trust. So that's about control, right? Or is control a separate one? Or would you say control of one partner trying to control the other partner by game playing?
Well, definitely, yeah, control is part of it, but it's about winning the game. For example, when a guy says to a girl, I'll call you tomorrow, and he doesn't call for 2 weeks, that's game playing. And it's control, because it makes her self-esteem go so low that for a woman it feels like it's in the toilet. And, he may have meant what he said, but he was just busy with other stuff.
But that's true, I've like a couple of times I've watched, and she was a celebrity guest on Sex Drive, Patty Stanger, who had the Millionaire Matchmaker. And I remember one of the shows, watching one of her TV shows, and this woman this couple seemed to have a great date, and then they go back and she goes into the office and goes, oh, it was so great, it was so much fun, he was fabulous, and he asked, he said he wanted to spend more time with me, blah, blah, and the guy never called her again.
Right. Because you know what, the guys think about it, and they just, they just think, I don't know, football's better. Yeah, I'm telling you, a lot of guys prefer football to sex. And something that a lot of listeners don't know is that women love sex as much, if not more, than most guys.
That's very true.
Remember that caller we had
partner,
yesterday?
Yeah.
Yesterday we had a caller who said that her husband is a sports fanatic, and she can prance around naked in front of him, and he still ignores her.
That's right. That's right.
Well, we're not going to ignore your calls. We want to hear them at 1-877-711-5611, and we do have some callers on the line, don't we, Jackie?
Yes, we do. Let's go to Bill. Bill from Colorado. Welcome to the show, Bill. What's on your mind tonight?
Yeah, I had a question. I started writing thank you notes for my wife after we made love, and I'd put it by her pillow. And ever since then, she has been wanting to make love a lot more than we usually do. Can you tell me some other nice things I can do for her that'll make her happy so we can have even more sex?
I think you are absolutely brilliant and fabulous to write thank you notes to your wife next to the pillow. What a guy.
I love that. Do you know, I once said thank you to a guy after we made love, and he looked at me like I was crazy. I mean, it was after we made love when I was going home. He said, "What are you thanking me for?" And I said, "Because it was really nice. I had a good time." And I guess nobody had ever thanked him before. So, you know, Bill, you are one of the few men who knows how to make a woman feel appreciated and valued. And if you never did anything else, I think you'd still get a lot of sex. But okay, here's some things you can do. Yeah.
I try.
Send her flowers. Don't we love flowers, Jackie?
Flowers or chocolates.
Or little trinkets for no special reason. Like, what does your wife like? Does she collect anything? Any little, you know, gadgets or porcelain?
She likes rings.
Okay, so buy
she
her
has a lot of rings already, and she likes them.
Well, we can never have too many rings or shoes. We love shoes or lingerie or perfume, whatever she likes. But the little trinkets for no special reason are really meaningful.
Yeah.
And they last forever, and it's the gift that keeps on giving because it's a reminder, you know, when it's something like that goes on and on forever. And I think that's a lovely idea.
But don't give up the letter writing. Leave notes, you know, in the bathroom, like, "Oh, you were so wild last night. I'm still thinking about it." And, you know, maybe even, you know what you could do? You could make a DVD or a CD with a personal message. That would be kind of nice, Yeah,
I could even do that. I got a computer that...
Do that.
Yeah, see, that would be lovely. Or just download some of her favorite music and songs so that when you're going to make love, you could put that in the iPod or you could put that CD in. And because I think music is so important, and if you took the time to put things down that she particularly likes, I think that would mean a lot to her.
Okay.
It's all about the personal touch, Bill. We women love that. And make sure you use her name. What's her name?
Janetta.
Janetta, yes, use her name as much as you can, whether it's in the note or in an audio, whatever it is. We love to hear our name.
Yeah. Well, you know, to me, the greatest things God ever give us is women.
I
can't
You are a romantic and a very wise man.
Now make sure you stay on the line and get your MP3 on aphrodisiacs and love foods. And I guarantee that will spice up your love life. She will be so impressed that you know that black licorice gets a woman horny.
Yeah.
Very few people know that, but it gets the blood flowing to the female genitals 40% faster than anything else. Black licorice.
Black licorice. Well, there we go. A little tidbit of information, huh?
Yeah.
Thank you for your call, Bill. We really appreciate it. You're listening to Sex Drive Radio, 1-877-711-5611. If you have questions, Jackie and I have answers. And right now, Jackie's going to tell you about an amazing contest that you can win to go to Hedonism 3 in Jamaica.
Yes, and Hedonism 3 in Jamaica. It's a trip for 4 nights and 5 days, which will include all meals and snacks and unlimited premium brand drinks, water sports instruction, all kinds of recreational activities, entertainment, airport transfers. They have 7 dining options. They have a spa. They have 2 beaches, one of which is au natural, if you're in that state of mind. It's 15 acres on the property. It's absolutely wonderful, and one lucky person is going to win a trip for 2. All you have to do is go to wetalksex.com, which is our website, and click on the Hedonism giveaway, and there will be a clue in there, which Dr. Ava is going to give you right now.
I am. And today's daily clue is, what is the show's email address.
And that's so easy if you've been
I just
listening.
gave it because if you email us at that email address and I actually read your question on the air, you will receive a free gift of an MP3 on aphrodisiacs. So, yes, that's today's question.
There we
And
go.
it's right there on our website at wetalksex.com if you want an extra clue.
So there we go.
But take
I
advantage.
believe we have Michelle on the line. Michelle,
Yes.
welcome to the show. What's on your mind tonight?
Hi, Michelle. Are you there from New Jersey?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, Michelle.
What's your question?
Well, I just recently had a baby, and I've noticed that my sex life with my husband is not the same. And I'm just wondering, what are things that I can do to try and get that back to the way it was?
Well, first of all, why is it not the same? Is it because, first of all, how old is your baby?
Going to be 3 months.
3 months, okay. And why is it not the same? Is it because it's less, or is it painful for you physically, or is it just that you're tired?
I wouldn't say I was tired. It's more like it lasts. And I don't like that.
Oh, you don't? Oh, my goodness. Well, you know, this is very nice because most of the time, 3 months after a woman has a baby, she's just so tired that she's not interested for a while. And a lot of men, it's very confusing to them and very hurtful. So the fact that you want to, I think, is absolutely terrific.
Yeah.
Why doesn't he want to? Is he like totally in daddy mode, or is he too tired, or is he turned off because maybe you put on a little bit of weight? What's going on here?
That I'm not really sure. It's complicated. It's just not the same. We don't do it as much as we used to, and when we do, it's just like, okay, it's there and it's done.
Okay, so you need to get more romantic. You need to start seducing him because maybe his libido has dropped a little. For whatever reason, we don't know, but you can get it back. And when we come back after the break, Jackie and I are going to give you some tips to bring out your inner sex bot and seduce him and turn him into putty in your hands. Right, Jackie?
Absolutely.
And until then, everybody else, stay tuned for more Sex Drive Radio.
Coming up, it's Sex Drive with Dr. Ava Cadell.
Spinderella cut it up one time.
But now, it's Dr. Ava's Sextainment Report. Sex in the news.
Hi, Dr. Ava here. What do the big stars consider sexy? Stay tuned to find out if you share any of these in common with your favorite celebrity.
Well, AISI. It was NBD.
You don't know what your kids are saying online or who they're saying it to. A lot of times, neither do they. Every day, children are sexually solicited online. To protect your kids' online life and to get a full list of acronyms kids are using, call 1-800-THE-LOST or visit cybertipline.com. Help delete online predators. A message from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children and the Ad Council.
Maxim Magazine just released their 2009 Hot 100, and this year's sexiest female celebrity is Olivia Wilde, who plays an internist on the popular TV show House. Past winners include 2008 Sports Illustrated swimsuit cover girl Marissa Miller and Hollywood hotties Lindsay Lohan and Jessica Alba. My vote for the sexiest woman goes to Scarlett Johansson. Ladies, let's not forget those hunky men. People Magazine's sexiest man alive this year is the talented Hugh Jackman, an honor that gorgeous actors George Clooney and Brad Pitt have each nabbed twice. More past winners include Johnny Depp, Richard Gere, and Harrison Ford. My vote for the sexiest man in Hollywood goes to Clive Owen. Who's your sexiest man or woman of the year? Why not give them a trophy and make them feel sexier than any celebrity on your laminated list? Until next time, I'm Dr. Ava Cadell.
And now, the disclaimer. This program is meant to provide relationship and love advice and is purely for entertainment and educational purposes. Make sure that if you have any health or medical issues that you consult your physician. And if you hear something you like on the show and want to try it, just remember to use protection, like a safety net. WeTalkSex.com.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Kick your performance into high gear. It's time for Sex Drive.
Sex Drive.
Get on up like a sex machine.
And now, here's the host with the most, the guru of love, your loveologist, Dr. Ava Cadell.
Welcome back to Sex Drive Radio, where we know that sex is between the ears and not just between the legs. Everyone knows how to have sex, but lovemaking is truly an art that you can learn right here on Sex Drive Radio. Right, Jackie?
That's right, Dr. Ava. Tonight has been a very interesting evening, talking about barriers and intimacy. We had Michelle on the line just before we went to break, and she was, talking about the fact that she has a 3-month-old baby, and that her husband, she has her sex drive is strong and going strong, and her husband is not feeling hot to trot lately. And one thing a piece of advice I would like to give to you, Michelle, is to keep the baby out of the bedroom at least a couple of times a week so that you two can have intimacy, privacy, completely alone. And I know sometimes if you're nursing, especially if the baby's only 3 months, you're on that, every couple of hours feed schedule, which I know is complicated. But you really do need to have some private time with your husband, because he needs to feel that, in your mind that he is a priority and he is number one in your heart when you are with him. So you need to have some of that time.
And my advice, Michelle, is the art of erotic talk. In other words, dirty talk. Yes, it happens to be one of the most powerful forms of seduction. So it can make your love life more exciting and more creative and more fun. So I want you to go up to your husband and say, "It feels so good when you touch my blank," or "Your blank feels amazing in my blank." You get the picture. I want you to blank me in the blank.
And make sure when you do that, the baby's not in the room, because they've done tests to say, that babies, even though they're really, really young, that little, things go into the subconscious and it goes in there. So only say "I love you" to your husband in front of the baby. Don't give them more explicit erotic stuff.
Oh, Jackie, you're no fun. Why don't we take a call right now from Samuel on line 3 in California?
Hi, Samuel. Welcome to the show. What's on your mind tonight?
Hi. I'm coming up on my 1-year anniversary, and I want to do something romantic, but I don't want to seem overly romantic or pushy or anything like that. I'm just really nervous about it, and my wife's not that romantic of a person, and I just don't want to seem overbearing or pushy or anything like that. So, any advice or help?
Well, so she's non-romantic. That's an interesting dilemma, isn't it? And it's sounding to me like you are. Are you the kind of guy that would you like to have a little more romance and a little more intimate time?
Yes, ma'am.
In that way?
Yes.
Well,
I bet she would too, Jackie.
Maybe, yeah. It's sounding to me like it's just you two need to come to some kind of an understanding or agreement, and you need to discover what those ways are that's going to make her more in that way. And she needs to actually step up a little and give something back to you in that department, or you're going to be a very frustrated person.
Right.
So let me ask you something, Samuel. What would you like to get for your first anniversary? What would be a perfect romantic gift for you?
I don't know. I haven't spent too much time thinking about myself, to be honest, but I guess just getting to be alone and just be together like we were when we first started, and
so maybe a romantic dinner?
Yeah, a romantic dinner and just snuggling and
but you have to buy her a little gift. I mean, what I would do is I would buy her 5 little gifts, one for each one of her senses, because you want to make it memorable. So I would buy one for her sense of sight. Like, what does she like to look at? It could be flowers, even though that could work for your sense of smell too, but something that she really likes to look at.
Right.
Well, like if she likes birds, like a little ceramic bird, or whatever she...
Or a ring, jewelry. Women love to look at jewelry, or it could be a pair of shoes.
or it could be lingerie, but something that she likes to look at. Then I would buy a little gift for her sense of smell, and that could be incense or potpourri or flowers. Flowers have to be one of the gifts, by the way. And then I would get a gift for her sense of hearing and get her the kind of music she likes to hear.
Okay.
I like Andrea Bocelli. What do you like, Jackie?
Oh, Bocelli is the best. I also like Josh Groban very much, too. I call him Baby Bocelli.
So, Samuel, do you know what kind of music your wife likes?
Oh, yeah.
Good. So you buy a CD. And then we have the sense of touch. So I would buy her something really cute, like a cute little feather, like a pretty little feather, or some powder or some lotion, something that feels good on her skin.
Maybe that you can use when you make love that night. And
then finally, the taste.
I would let her know ahead of time, maybe like a couple of days before, write her a card that says, in honor of our anniversary, this is my plan, this is what I would like. I would like to have, a dinner with you, and I would like us to be alone, and, whatever you want. We're going to make a fire, we're going to snuggle. However in your mind is your fantasy. This is my fantasy of what I want it to be like. To give her a little notice so that she can be all ready and be all clean and dressed right and feel good about it. And then play out your fantasy. It'll be your night. And I'm sure she'll want to do that. I can't imagine any woman not wanting to.
I think you need to face your fear, Samuel, of not wanting to make it too romantic. If I was your therapist, I would say that's why you should make it as romantic as you can.
Right. That sounds good.
Yeah, so good luck and have a fantastic night. And I'm sure she's going to surprise you with something pretty special, too.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your call. Yes, happy anniversary, Samuel. You're listening to Sex Drive Radio. We are taking your calls at 1-877-711-5611. Samuel, I hope you stayed on the line to get your MP3 of aphrodisiacs, because you definitely want to include those in your anniversary gift. And Jackie and I are talking about the barriers to intimate relationships. And we talked about the most common being communication. The next one is game playing. But the third one is such an obvious one that we don't even think about, Jackie, and it's time. T-I-M-E.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
So simple.
How absolutely true, but yes, we wouldn't think about it.
No, intimacy takes time to grow. And if you don't want to invest the time in getting to know each other, intimacy will not be able to develop. Yes. Before we continue talking about time and intimacy, I just want to tell our listeners about our wonderful sponsor, AdamandEve.com. If you go to AdamandEve.com's website, you can pick an item and get 50% off simply by putting in Sex Drive for the offer code upon checkout. And when you do that, not only are you going to get half off, but you'll get 3 free DVDs, an extra gift that is very sexy, and it's a surprise gift, plus free shipping. So make sure that you go to AdamandEve.com. You'll find lingerie, you'll find sex toys and DVDs, and maybe we should have sent Samuel there, Jackie, because he could have used the offer code Sex Drive and gotten 50% off on some items that I bet his wife would have enjoyed.
Well, I'm sure he'll think of it. I'm sure he's still listening. So there you go, Samuel. There's a mission for you.
So, getting back to the barriers, communication, game playing, but time. You're not going to have an intimate relationship overnight. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, and you know what I think? I think sometimes with people when they are wildly, particularly if there's a big, strong physical attraction, as there usually is in the beginning of a relationship, people have a tendency to jump so fast and not take the time. They get married too quickly. They move in together too quickly. They have sex too quickly. A lot of things happen too quickly before there's a chance to build up that sense of love and trust and giving and caring.
Yeah, we're not saying that it's absolutely essential. Look, if you have an amazing chemistry with someone and you're having great sex, that's fine. Enjoy the sex, but make sure that you do share at least your sexual boundaries so that there are no miscommunications or disappointments.
And my advice also with people, particularly when you're young and you're thinking of making babies and all of that, get to know somebody, really get to know the person you're with before you make that kind of a commitment.
There you go. Now we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we are going to have our celebrity guest. And Jackie, I know you're off tomorrow, but you're going to come back on Thursday for the climax of intimacy. Isn't that right?
Yes, and we're going to have, I'm sure, more barriers, which are going to be interesting conversations.
Always. So thank you, Jackie. Stimulating as always, and please stay tuned, because we'll be right back with a very handsome celebrity guest, actor Daniel De Santos. And he plays a bad boy in a lot of his movies. But we're going to find out if he's a bad boy in real life, in his relationships.
Has your drive crashed? Dr. Ava can fix it. Now, he's Dr. Ava Cadell.
Welcome back to Sex Drive Radio, where we want to help you get rid of any guilt or shame and enjoy your natural sex drive. Our celebrity guest today is the handsome actor Daniel De Santos, who got his start on the small screen with leading roles on Are You Afraid of the Dark and Goosebumps. Now, he's no stranger to the big screen, because audiences will remember Daniel De Santos from his starring role in one of 2004's biggest films of the year, Tina Fey's Mean Girls. And now Daniel is playing the villain, the bad boy, Crew Cut, in his much-anticipated movie sequel, Boondock Saints 2, All Saints Day, coming out this month. So welcome to the show, Daniel.
Hey, thanks, Dr. Ava. Wow, that was quite an introduction. I kind of got excited there.
Yeah, well, good. So tell us about your movie.
Boondock Saints 2, yeah. Fans have been waiting for this sequel for quite a while. The first one was made in 1999, so this film has a big cult following, and we actually premiere on October 30th, so I'm excited for it to come out. We've added some new great cast members, Julie Benz from Dexter, Clifton Collins Jr., Peter Fonda, as well as the original cast from the first one, so it's going to be fun.
Wonderful. And the premiere is right here in Hollywood?
Yes, Los Angeles. Yep, I'm
Excellent.
excited.
Right before Halloween.
Right before Halloween, yeah, so the costume should be interesting on the carpet.
That's right. So, hey, Daniel, you are of Italian descent, right?
Yes, I am.
Yes. So what do you think about the generalization that Italian men are the best lovers in the world?
I'm going to have to come out and agree with that. I mean, I don't know what else. I'm not sure. I haven't been with other men, so I really can't say. But
have women told you how good you are and how good a lover you are?
But I don't know. Aren't you supposed to say that to your partner, anyways? I'm not sure. I'm going to have to go out on a limb and say. I'm going to have to say we're among the top. How about that?
Oh, you're very humble. I love that. Now, I know you play a lot of bad boys, on film, but I want to know, are you a bad boy in relationships, or are you a good boy?
Oh, geez. My last relationship was a while ago, so I can't even remember. But I don't know. The relationship and sex are all-encompassing, but for me, they're two different personalities for me. So I think I am a bit of a good guy in the relationship, with dinners and hanging out at movies and stuff like that. But sex might be a bit of a different thing for me.
Well, tell us. We want to know. What have you learned about sex in all your years of dating?
Well, I hope I've learned a little bit, but again, I can't really answer that question. You'd have to ask other people. But you take different things from different relationships. And different intimate encounters. And I don't know, I think you learn a lot about yourself in terms of what you like and what you enjoy. And I think you learn a lot about, the partners that you're with. And I think, you talked about it earlier, communication is so important with sex. And maybe this is the male perspective of it, but you really need to communicate with your partner. I don't care if it's a one-night stand or if you're in a relationship, you really need that communication there. So
are you confident in communicating what turns you on when you're with a woman, or finding out what turns her on?
Absolutely. I mean, this whole conversation is about intimacy, and once you're at that point, you've literally bared everything to this partner and they've done the same to you, I mean, why not make that an incredible experience for both of you? If you're already putting everything out there, why not communicate? Why not communicate with that other person and tell them what you like and to let them know not to be afraid to tell you what they like? Because, I mean, if it's just that one person, then it's kind of a selfish thing if you're not trying to take care of their needs. But if you communicate, you can both have a lot of fun.
That's true. Now, since you're single, what kind of woman are you looking for? What's your perfect woman?
Wow.
Because she might be listening.
Well, I hope she is. I don't even know myself. I think that's part of the problem.
Well, you gotta know, otherwise you're not gonna find her.
Well,
you won't recognize her.
I think if I did know Dr. Ava, I think, maybe I'd be searching for that. But she really has to come out of nowhere and kind of rock my socks off, because, you meet a lot of people, and especially in this business, you meet so many different people, and so many people are the same, and there's so much phoniness. But I just want someone to be real, and I want her to kind of excite me and to throw me off and to challenge me and to make me happy and all these things. But I don't know. These are the first times I've ever actually thought about these questions.
But you know what I'm hearing from you, Daniel, which is really interesting? I think I'm hearing that you don't want her to make it too easy. So, like, let's say you're at your premiere. If a beautiful woman throws herself at you and says, you're so hot, take me home with you, would that turn you on or turn you off?
I'm not going to be mad at it, but I mean, if we're talking about the perfect woman, that's not a woman that you want to be with over an extended period of time. But absolutely, it's got to be challenging. Too many things are so boring and they're so fleeting. If something stays with you after the experience or after you meet that person, or something challenges you, or you remember them, or you want to see them again, it's that certain thing that keeps you coming back.
So you like mystery?
I do a little bit, yeah.
Okay. Hey, how would you describe yourself in one word?
You said handsome earlier. No,
I did say handsome. I did.
Goofy? I don't know. I have no idea.
Goofy in bed?
No. Whoa.
No,
these are two different things. Hold on a sec. Definitely not.
But women do like a man with a sense of humor.
You know what I would say? I would go with confident then. I think there's a fine line between being cocky and egotistical and confident. And in this business, first of all, you have to be confident. You can't walk into auditions and into roles and be nervous about things, or sort of not put yourself out there. And that also spills over into personal relationships, and that spills over into the bedroom, absolutely. And I don't think, this is just me, I don't think women want to be with a guy that's maybe shy. I feel like women want to be with a guy that's confident, that's in control, that can, sort of offer them something that maybe they're not used to, or maybe something that they're not used to being with. So
I agree with you. Women love confident men. But what about you? Do you like a woman who's a little bit shy, or does she have to be as confident as you?
I have to respect the woman, and like you were saying, like on the red carpet, if a woman throws herself out at you, I mean, you have no respect for that. In the bedroom, yes, absolutely. I want her to be confident. I want her to be confident with her body, because I don't want you to be shy. I'm putting myself out there. I want you to put yourself out there too. We're talking about intimacy. I think that's the definition of intimacy. You can't be intimate by yourself. I mean, you kind of need that other person. So I think if you're both on the same level, I think it can be an amazing experience.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you one last question.
Mm-hmm.
What's the best compliment you've ever received?
Maybe we'll have to wait until this film comes out in 2 weeks, and then maybe I'll have a new one. I'm not sure. You know what? Actually, this is so weird to talk about on this show, but my mom...
Yeah? That's
actually came to visit on set when we were shooting Boondock Saints 2. And this was a different role for me, so I didn't really let family or friends come on set. And she had sort of come on set. I didn't even know that she had gotten there, and it was an outdoor scene, and she was watching on the monitors. And she came up to me after we wrapped up the scene, and she goes, I was standing there watching that scene, and I didn't even recognize you. I didn't even know that it was you until you came out and came up to me, and I don't know, that's, as an actor,
That's
I think
a pretty cool compliment coming from your mom, that your acting was so good. She forgot that you were her son.
I know, and I can tell Mom
cool.
that I gave Mom a shout-out on Sex Drive Radio.
Yes, yes. We love a man who loves his mother. Hey, I want to thank you for being a great guest on the show, and I wish you continued success, Daniel. I'm looking forward to seeing your movie when it comes out, and it is called Boondock Saints 2, All Saints Day. Thank you so much, sweetie.
Dr. Ava, thank you very much. Yes, the movie comes out October 30th. I've just got on Twitter, so you can follow me at Daniel_De Santo. And, yeah, thanks for the time, Dr. Ava.
You're welcome, sweetie. Tomorrow, my guest host is going to be actor-comedian Brian McCarthy. So please listen. He is hilarious. He is very dirty-minded, and we love that. Now, I want to thank everybody else who was on the show, Jackie and Christy, my producer, Nikki, my engineers, Ron, Ray, Shane, phone screener, Kevin, everybody else. Hey, go celebrate healthy love and sex with an S&L sandwich. It's a generous helping of sex between two slices of love, and I'll be with you tomorrow.
Listen up. I want to share with you how I created more love, intimacy, and the best sex of my life by enrolling in lovologyuniversity.com. Now I'm training to become a love coach so I can help others and improve their love lives.
Enroll now and learn about the Venus butterfly technique, the trigasm, and the side slide position at lovologyuniversity.com, or give us a call toll free at 1-877-40-LOVE-U. That's love and the letter U.